Yo, is this thing on? What down, Joe? It's No Home TV back with another boxing video. Yeah. Beautiful day, isn't it, y'all? Look at that. Glorious day. I'm at a nearby forest preserve that's not too far away from the crib. It's on the outskirts of Chicago. Um, it's always nice to get in tune with nature. Came here, man. But this morning I was able to wake up in time enough to watch the Inoue Luis Neri fight for the junior featherweight undisputed championship. And just like we all thought, man. And this is my point, man, with Inoue. I like Inoue. Hang on, let me turn the AC down. I like Inoue. Inoue is a good fighter, man. He suffered some adversity in this fight a little bit because Luis knocked him down in the first round. It was a funny knockdown too because the way Inoue turned and fell on his front like a damn domestic violence victim or something. But Neri didn't open up after that, man. He took his foot off the gas. I felt like, man, if he would have actually tried harder or at least, kept pressing for the knockout, he probably would have got it the next round. But instead he ended up taking a shot and getting knocked down himself. But it was something to see, considering all the hype that's around Inoue, who only seems to fight in Japan. I know he's fought in the States a couple times, but I mean, for the most part, he fights in Japan against these little guys that, let's be honest, most of us don't know nothing about. And if you say that you do, you're lying, man, because they don't televise these little dudes. And that's why, personally, I'm not more so a fan of them. And another reason why we can't really say for sure and rank these other dudes over the guys that are at heavier weight classes that are doing, incredible things. So, I mean, kudos to Inoue, the monster, continues. But I felt like Luis Neri's punches were too wide. I felt like he took his foot off the gas. It didn't have the killer instinct, the killer intent in order to finish this dude. And that's the thing. Everybody that Inoue gets into the ring with, we are sure he's going to beat. That's the problem. If we weren't sure he was going to beat him, we can give him more credit. That's just what it is. That's what we're always saying, make these fights, make these fights. That's what we mean by make these fights. It's okay, to watch a fighter have a stream or a string of, dominating victories against, lesser known competition. But eventually we want to see you fight bigger names, guys that we're not sure that you're just going to plow through. That's how we can determine your greatness. I mean, how else would you measure it? Everything else is empty accolades, and we already feel like there's too many belts in boxing. So, I mean, shout out to Inoue. I mean, he is undisputed, but I mean, he's not my number one pound for pound. And I told you guys before, I don't do top 10 pound for pound. That's too many. That reminds me of the fucking belts, man. It's too many titles to hand out. Too many participation trophies. We need to start narrowing it down and really seeing who's the best. See, unlike rap, you can actually quantify who's the best in boxing. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, or with what I do, I have a top 5 pound for pound. Everybody else has top 10s. I have a top 5 pound for pound. And currently Inoue is not, I'll put it like this, he's definitely not number 1. I still have Terrence Bud Crawford up there, man. The feat that he pulled off with Spence and the way he did it was way more impressive than what Inoue did with Fulton and this Neri guy. It just is. Yeah, I give Inoue credit for fighting more often than a lot of fighters, but, a lot of shit be politics. Like, we didn't know what was going on with the rematch between Bud and Earl for a while. We didn't know, we knew weights were being moved up, but we didn't know about, titles being dropped or taken away by, commissions. We don't know, right? So okay, I give y'all that. Some of these things take time, but at the same time, I'm impatient as a boxing fan. Like, I want to know what's going on with Earl. I mean, yeah, we understand. Like I said again, politics. Him and Derrick James going through litigations, lawsuits and all that other shit. But even still, this was the reason I feel like he lost to Terrence Bud Crawford the way he did in the first place, was his inactivity. I'm not going to get into all the other conspiracies of drugs and all this other shit, or he was high, or he was running in high altitude mountains, or whatever I don't know. But Bud's going up to 154, getting ready to fight Madrimov, an undefeated champion. He looks like Triple G. Dude is decent. He's got decent boxing skills. I've seen highlights of him. I've seen, a couple fights of him, of Madrimov. And I do give him a credit. He's one of those silent champions. I mean, yeah, he just got the belt, and now he's fighting, the best number one pound for pound in the world, which I feel like Crawford's gonna wash him. But I mean, even still, it is what it is. Crawford's moving up a whole nother weight class to fight somebody in a whole nother weight class that's already a champion, no matter how you slice it. So we know what Crawford's trying to do. He's going up there to become undisputed at 154, and it doesn't look like anybody in 154 will be able to stop him. I got Crawford beating everybody at 54, from Lubin to Ramos to Fundora to Tim Zoo, Charlo, if he ever bring his ass back then. I don't know what's going on, Charlo. I'm just saying, I have Crawford beating all of them. That's why I still have him number one pound for pound. Because even if he decides to go up to 160 after that, who's going to really stop him at 160? 168 might be a heavier feat, but 160? As far as Canelo, salute to Canelo for winning. I felt it was some bullshit cap the way he was taunting Benavidez after his fight, after beating up Munguia. I don't see why Benavidez even went to that fight to begin with. It's like, dude, we already get it. We know that he's ducking you. What's the point going to this fight? It's not like he's going to fight you afterwards magically because you showed up. Aren't you moving up to 175 anyway to fight, Volstik, who looked terrified at the damn press conference? That's because Benavidez is a finisher, man. I feel like he's going to finish Volstik, probably Volstik's career, because he went in a hiding after a severe-ass beating from Beterbiev before. So I could see this being the same case. Even though Benavidez is the one moving up, I really and truly believe he's the Mexican monster, man. He's got the ability, he's got skills, he's got heavy hands, and he's got intent. That's why I'm really, really, really looking forward to a clash between him and Beterbiev, because I believe that Beterbiev, once he heals up and actually fights Bivol, which we don't know when that's going to be. This fight is always kicking the fucking can down the road. But as soon as Beterbiev-Bivol happens, then we can see that super fight in the future. Two monsters going at each other. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be like a Godzilla King Kong movie between those two dudes, because I see Beterbiev smashing Bivol, when the fight does happen, and winning undisputed, but I have him losing undisputed to Benavidez. Well, nah, I don't know yet. I have to really, really kind of go back and assess, because Beterbiev is, the one that's at the higher weight class. Benavidez, you're the one moving up, and this dude is the puncher here, the destroyer. 100% knockout ratio, just like Virgil Ortiz. So we got some good fights coming up in boxing, man. Once again, congratulations to Inoue, the monster. But we want to see you fight somebody that of note, bro. We want to see you fight somebody that we don't already know for a fact that you're gonna beat and mow down, like how this fucking grass out here needs. Right? That's it. That's all. Move up a little bit and fight Tank. You're not so much smaller than him. You're not so much smaller than a lot of these dudes. Like, you're down there, you're able to, maintain your weight. And I feel like, he's using that as a reason or excuse to not move up and actually fight people that, we think that, you might not be able to beat. Anyway, it's No Home TV, man. I'll be back with another one. Peace.